Ladies, gentlemen, those of you in between, welcome to the pilot episode of the one, the only WebShite. I'm joined with myself, Twisted Cube, Tom, Sidnicus in the bottom left-hand corner there, also known as Jack, and of course, the one and only Cralio, Jarvis. So,
How we
boys,
doing, boys?
Not bad, thank you, not bad. How have your days been? What's been going on?
Been anxious about this. This is going to be good.
Just a little bit, just a little bit. If you guys don't mind, sorry to interrupt you, mate. If you guys don't mind, just keep an eye on the sound, just to make sure it's all balanced.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Just because I can't hear myself. So, what about you, Twisted, mate? How's your day been? What have you been up to?
Been good. I've been looking forward to this.
Yeah.
Truthfully,
I've
been preparing much shite,
much web, such well.
much web, much shite, much bullshit. Ready to spew it out into the world.
Nice. So, what's the first topic of conversation, boys? What have we brought to the table?
I really want to talk about the vampire diseases. They look very promising.
So, do you want to kick this off, Tom, or should I?
I'll let you, because you described it a little bit better than I did.
Okay, so basically, me and Tom were having a conversation the other day, and like vampires, these mythical creatures, very classically supposed to be kind of like seducers, womanizers, drinking blood and all that kind of stuff. They're basically immortal as well, right? In a lot of lore. So these guys or girls they've probably got like a fair few people under their belt. They've probably drank quite a lot of blood. Like between now and when they first come about, they must have had contact with so many kinds of like venereal diseases that they now must be like absolutely clapped, like completely and utterly up it.
What immediately came to mind is because they got like this sick like healing factor, right? So is it like, I'm wondering if it's like Wolverine where as time goes by they get slightly and slightly worse, or
a lot more haggard,
obviously, right? Exactly.
I think of it more as like, no, because like diseases don't really heal like cells do they? They're like they destroy what's already inside, what's healthy. So like surely like at a certain point they are just going to look like clapped out, like there they were like fresh. They're going to be like the reverse Dorian Gray. basically.
Yeah, but considering, for example, that Wolverine could heal like missing limbs or stuff, like I think if the healing factor from vampires is anything like that, it's gonna heal the cells. So that's what I mean. Is it just a matter of time?
Well, I mean, they like, mate, they go around biting anything and everything, right? Like they're gonna stumble upon like someone who's just come out of a fucking clinic with a clap.
And and they're probably gonna have like at some point there's gotta be like a balance. They're just gonna be riddled with so many things that it's just gonna even out probably. Like that one Family Guy episode
Is
where
it like that?
Quagmire
Is it
takes
like?
it.
Go on.
That one Family Guy episode where Quagmire takes like every disease known to mankind and is just fine.
I was going to say it's like the same thing with Mr. Burns, where he's got so many diseases in his body, but they're all just like fighting over each other instead of trying to kill him. Like,
yeah, it keeps a perfect balance.
Yeah.
Gonna be like yeah, it's just gonna be like an autoimmune disease, but they're all just fighting each other. Like who's gonna win chlamydia?
It's the Thunderdome.
Like AIDS.
It's into a single unit.
I reckon
they're gonna join forces.
I reckon it's going to be like you're going to get vampire raids. It's going to be some sort of like super venereal disease. You know, it's going to be completely off the charts.
That's how like the Nosferatu came about. You know, like all shrunken faced, freaky ears. You know, like all skeletal.
He's like super clapped.
Clapped.
He's right.
Like his existence as a country is like a declaration of like biological warfare.
Yeah, he's just a moving weapon.
Term.
Yeah.
Imagine super clapped being an actual medical term. That'd be pretty funny.
Super clap.
When clapped isn't enough to describe the state of a man.
What do you
what do you think? Actually hear it.
What do you think, Syndicus, mate? You've been very quiet in the corner there. I feel like you've got some insight.
Right, I've been trying to nail something down, right, because I was never involved in these conversations previously. we've talked about some of the other topics that we had lined up, but I was never involved when you were talking about this vampire stuff. And I think before this initial this conversation that we're having right now, I've heard about 20 seconds of context about this, and I'm still trying to process it all, right. I think it depends on what kind of law you're going for. I mean, there's many different stories about vampires in different contexts. I mean, are we talking Twilight, or are we talking Van Helsing, like vampires? You know,
I don't think like Twilight ones like are traditionally vampires anyway. Like they're predators, sure, but like they can go out in daylight and stuff. Like it's not a vampire.
Just like sparkly.
It's just it's like they're just kind of like a modified super soldier kind of deal. They're not
I say we go. Yeah. We go. I say we go with the.
They're vampires with none of the downsides of being a vampire. Oh no! Oh no! I'm suddenly really attractive. Oh, how will I ever fucking cope?
I'm suddenly sparkly. Just.
Oh no!
It's almost like the film was aimed at like young teenage girls or something.
A teenage audience, yeah.
You got
almost
like that.
But like, imagine having that, and you've got all of these perks, right? You've got these perks like, you know, you're instantly attractive and some stuff like that. But you're gonna have cold sores on the edge of your lip for the rest of your life. Like
you're gonna have super AIDS.
Can you imagine? It's
that
like,
really is.
It's like, you could live forever, but the con is that you have cold sores like on the smallest part of your mouth, and you're like, no, fuck that, man, fuck that, like, not worth.
I'm okay with being
now. Maybe that's like part of being a vampire. You just got to constantly wear lipstick, like really thick stuff as well.
Yeah. There's got to be a downside for sure. I mean, to be fair, them being spooked and terrified of garlic and stuff is already a pretty big downside.
Yeah, I do quite like.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, God, that's enough for me to turn it down, mate. Can't have garlic.
Yeah, exactly.
Out.
Shut the front door.
It's like never have garlic bread again. In exchange for immortality, I'll take the garlic bread, mate.
Whoa, no.
Super clapped, sure. Not having garlic, no way. I can't stand for that.
I'm sorry, that's just my opinion. I'm sure that not a lot of people.
I can't remember the last time I had garlic bread. If they were like, oh, you know, vampires are allergic to like ginger, I'd be like, nah.
I love ginger. So I've even got like
that's
ginger
what I mean.
tea.
Like, I haven't got ginger tea, but like everything.
We got to find the exact line where the line is that you draw.
Yeah.
Is it like?
Yeah, we've got to narrow
is
it
it
down.
like is it turmeric? Like
Turmeric.
Is it
Super
smoked
inexpensive
paprika?
spice. Yeah,
No smoked paprika, and you're like, there we go, we're on the edge there.
Yeah.
that's where I thought draw the line.
I thought it might be like peri sauce or something, mate. You know, something like close
Oh,
to
from
home.
here?
You know, yeah.
Yeah, that to be fair, peri peri chicken without the peri peri is a no for me.
That's classic white people food. That is like just plain chicken,
Yeah.
probably boiled as well.
Mate, the day I
Well, it
discovered
isn't,
you could
it's
put
grilled.
spice on
Yeah.
chicken is the day I became a man.
Exactly.
Man,
exactly.
for the amount of time I spent in Portugal, right, I did not see any spices or really any spicy food. I was there, but I'm not sure if that's because it's just not there or if it's just because I was in the arse end of nowhere.
To be fair, you were in the ass end of nowhere. Like they eat like grass and stuff over there.
Mate,
I don't even know what they eat.
The village people.
That restaurant that served the bacalao was honestly some of the
Yeah.
best food I've ever had. Oh, mate, I would go back there just to
Yeah.
eat that. Like,
They got the one thing, but I bet they have. I know another or like at least 10 different restaurants with better food than that.
is one of them the Brazilian steakhouse?
If of course, of course, of course. No, but then again, you said about the spice thing. That depends on the area. Like it's not something like very used here. Now that I think about it, but in some dishes, Have you ever had peri peri chicken?
Yeah. I've had
Yeah,
peri
I
chicken,
think
yeah.
everyone's had peri peri chicken.
Because usually, like over here, usually what happens is people have the chance to, or the option to pick with the spicy sauce or without. Most people pick without, actually.
There's
Really?
a couple of different levels to it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My actual go to was to get the like lemon and herb one, but then at the table to put on the spicy sauce on top.
Right.
That was actually
Right,
my
that's-
go to one.
So you
Like
want
ultimate
to
flavour.
cross the flavors? Yeah, that's an
Yeah.
ultimate trip to Flavor Town, mate. That is.
That is
Yeah,
mate,
yeah.
my
That's a
fa-
that's a
Nando's
good
pick
ticket.
and mix.
that's my favourite place to go, mate. Flavor Town. That's
Flavor Town.
Yeah, that is. I'm a fan.
To be fair, the peri peri chicken you guys have over there, I bet it's nothing to do with the one that's over here. Like this one's on a whole different level.
Well, I mean,
Over there, it's
there's
like
a popular a chain over here, like Nando's. You
yeah,
probably
yeah,
heard of
like
them, you know,
Nando's.
yeah.
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 I've never had it, but I suppose it's. I would guess it's not the same thing.
I mean, personally, I'm not. I like peri chicken, but I just don't like Nando's because I think it's a bit expensive. But for what you get,
Yeah, over here you pay like $5 and you get nearly a whole chicken. So
yeah, but your economy, mate, is like.
yeah,
It's
let's
something
not
else.
talk about that. That I mean that is a laughing stock. So that's a good point.
You're gonna be a clapped out vampire in the middle of bumfuck nowhere.
That'd be kind of shit.
That would, wouldn't it?
How? Yeah, but how?
Imagine. Go on, Harry.
No, you first, mate. You first.
I was gonna say, like, imagine being a vampire over here, but in the middle of like nowhere, like Alentejo or something, where there's just grass and nothing else.
Just grass and cows.
What do we? Yeah, they wouldn't even. I mean, they'd have to settle with the cow or settle for cows for all eternity.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you buy a cow, you're just sending like clapped up meat into the market as well. Like, you're gonna fuck up so much shit.
Clapped out meat to the market. It's just super foot and mouth, isn't it? Like,
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe that's how foot and mouth started. It's clapped out vampires.
what was I going to say? Something about vampires and right. So, as time goes on, right? Say you're a vampire, how are you going to keep a low profile? Because I mean, like back in
while
the
you're
day,
clapped out, or
yeah, also, yeah, you'd be like the modern
We
day
can definitely
elephant
not
man.
go to the
like-
doctors.
am I trying to hide the fact I'm a vampire or that I'm clapped out?
I,
I don't know if I can
It's a
do
good-
both.
I feel like they're both going to become like really important factors.
Either way, you couldn't go to a doctor.
I mean,
Yeah.
I could go. I don't know. Could I? I could just go to a free clinic.
Well, if you,
Give me
if
some
you
penicillin.
either way, like if you want to hide that you're clapped, you can't go to a doctor because they'll find out. If you want to hide that you're a vampire, they'll
That's-
probably find out as well.
That's what I mean. Because back in the day, right, you like medieval times, there wasn't really Those
Back
kinds
in
of
the day
records.
when there were vampires in the world.
back in the good old days when people died of
Yeah.
dysentery. Like, back in my days, you got cholera and you took it. So
Exactly.
Grave.
Yeah, but yeah, like now you've got to like register at a GP, like you've got to have some sort of like health insurance, or luckily we're in the UK, so
Even
you have to worry about
vampires.
that kind of stuff. Like,
I
Yeah.
think the only thing that lets down vampires is photo ID. Can't do it. Can't do
Right.
it. Can't have a
Right.
passport. Can't have a driver's
It's
license.
all just the ID. That's the only issue. Other
That's
than
it, you're
that, you'd
fucked.
be easy. You'd be
Yeah.
easy.
They'll
Like,
just
oh
give
yeah,
All you'd have to do is move to a new city every like 15, 20 years.
yeah. Imagine setting up a savings account in like the 1920s and then like opening it up in 2021. Like you're
Yeah.
going to be fucking minted.
To be fair, yeah, you could just get to such a level of wealth.
No
'cause-
one checks that shit.
Yeah, you could just get to such a level of wealth so early that you could just pay for everyone to do shit for you, and you could just be
Yeah,
like the puppeteer.
You don't need to sleep.
Man,
No.
what would you do with all that spare time though? I mean, I wake up just to go to sleep like 12 hours later.
I feel shallow. But I'm in too deep.
I don't know. You're probably going to try and murder people, to be perfectly honest. That's going to take up a lot
You
of
are
time.
a vampire. What are people going to do about it?
I don't know. Maybe you could live in like some remote mountain somewhere where you've got a little village, that you just go to occasionally. Put your hand in the jar, as it were.
Like, if
That's
it's a
more
remote village, I'm going to be like a blood god. Like I'm going to be like, peasants. I'll
Okay.
make you like me if you worship me.
Oh, okay.
You can
could have,
live
like-
forever.
you
You
could
can
make
have
it
this
like a-
glorious life.
I don't know, man. Like vampire cults and stuff. I don't know if that's my thing. Like
You got to be careful
Someone
though,
said in
because
chat, like a raving or a blood bank would be pretty funny.
yeah, Magidor was saying. Magidor121 was saying you just raid a blood bank.
I mean, you're not going to be picked up on CCTV.
He's just going to be like a floating
Yeah.
gun.
It's just going to be like a floating gun and a bag of blood.
Yeah.
But that's like when you fall over and then all the blood goes over you. So the CCTV is just like this invisible man with like blood all over him, just
Yeah.
stumbling over the floor.
I mean, yeah, but to be fair, if you turned a corner in a hospital and you saw like a man made out of blood, you're not going to fucking stand around and wait questions.
I mean, I wouldn't
Right.
ask questions
You're
if there was a
gone.
floating gun there. Like,
I think you got to be careful though, because if you convert too many people, right? So you were saying that you would, you'd be like, oh, I'll make you like me if you worship me and give me
I never
like, a
would,
sacrifice or whatever.
You know,
But like, if you actually did convert too many people, next thing you know, the whole earth is made of vampires, and then you got no one to eat.
yeah,
Yeah,
then it's
but
just
then you
boring,
just-
isn't it?
yeah, but then you just start cattling them, don't you? You're just basically a human farmer then.
I feel like since we last spoke about this, Tom, you've had way too much time to think about this.
Yeah, you thought about this clearly.
I've had nothing but time and alcohol. Okay.
You've clearly watched like all seasons of Castlevania several times.
I imagine what's happened is that he's been sitting downstairs in his living room and he's had a video on loop of a fireplace, and he's been sitting there with half a glass of whiskey, and his girlfriend comes down like, "Oh, Tom, what are you doing?"
Wait,
He's
it's
like,
just a video.
listening. Yeah, it's not even a real fireplace. It's just
He doesn't own one.
I don't have a real fireplace. I live in a no smoking area.
fireplaces are expensive.
They're illegal where I live.
Yeah.
This neighborhood.
But yeah, raiding the blood bank though. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot more to. It's not like robbing a bank, right? When you're like, "Oh, give me all the money," like, give me all your
Nah,
own
you could
negatives.
just-
Like,
You're a vampire. What are they gonna do?
yeah,
Just get a job as a night nurse, and then you go, oh, that's bad blood, and then you just take it out back and just nibble on it. Just pour it
Yeah.
into like a fucking water bottle. Be like, oh yeah, it's a Ribena.
Yeah, you'd
Right,
actually
baby.
be a hero.
I don't know if it's going to be as easy as just like have a whiff and be like, oh, that blood's gone off. I'll get rid of it.
Oh,
Don't worry, boys."
typo, don't
Well, I
want it.
don't know. Are you a vampire? I don't know.
Oh, is
maybe
that,
it
is that lunchtime? Oh, I guess I'll work into it. Like, you boys go on ahead.
Yeah.
I'll catch up. Like,
Yeah, catch up.
all that kind of stuff.
A vampire
You
nurse. That'd be
you
pretty
get
cool.
someone who's like in a coma, never gonna wake up. You have a nibble. You go, oh no, the machine fucking turned off.
But what about when the mortician comes along and he's like, "Yeah, there's these 2 massive puncture wounds," and then eventually,
Yeah,
right after like a couple of months, when people actually start dying, they're gonna be like, "Oh, it's all come from the same hospital, and they've got the puncture wounds at the same distance apart, the same
No,
spot."
I'll just give the mortician because I'm gonna be rich from being like from the 1920s. I'm just gonna give him some money and be like, don't ask no questions.
You're
I'll
gonna
tell
be
you no
rich.
lies.
You're gonna
Take
be
it
rich and
straight out
massively.
the IV.
Yeah, and imagine if you're like an actual vampire nurse. You can just like make a makeshift shunt or something and just
What about
be it. Yeah, go on.
what about if you were to like if you were to go to the black market, right? Because like organ
Right.
trade is on the black market, right? You
Yeah.
could
Right.
you could just buy blood for like crypto coin or
There's
some shit. Couldn't you?
probably a market for blood as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be right.
Yeah. Does it have to be
Mhm.
fresh though, or is it kind of like
I
like, is
mean,
it like
if
eating a
you're
sandwich
Can't be
after the day?
stale.
It's like, it's not as nice as the day before.
well, I mean, I suppose if you're used to a certain lifestyle, mate, and certain luxuries, you're only going to want the freshest, aren't you?
I suppose so. You have to start from the bottom.
Yeah,
High society vampire. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
exactly.
Working as a night nurse.
Working as a night nurse. Exactly.
Yeah. So one
And
second.
we were assuming as well that a blood bank has the same security as like an actual bank, because that's what I'm like picturing in my head.
It definitely does not.
I can only assume it does not.
I know. I think blood is actually worth well. It's worth more than what you'd expect it to be. I don't think it's like worth its weight in gold or anything like
Type.
that.
But I make so much of it for free.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Um. Oh, so it's probably a bit irrelevant now, but a couple of weeks ago, there was that news article, wasn't there, saying that when pubs reopen, everyone has to do their bit for like basically saving pubs. This was an article in the UK, Jarvis, and we worked out. I think it was 124 pints, wasn't it? They were saying.
They were saying per person they would have to drink 124 pints to like to bring the economy like back to where it was.
Yeah, yeah. So
By what time scale we have no idea. Like how long do we have to be
yeah,
drinking these
it
pints
was
for?
just like some sensationalist
It's like,
headline.
You have to
do we
read
have
it.
to do it in one day? Do we get a week?
Yeah, yeah.
Get a month?
But
I mean,
yeah, go on.
I'll
I
try.
wonder what's the average consumption over there, like
I'm too afraid to
per
Google it
capita.
because it's going to be high. It's going to be higher than Europe
Well, I mean,
Weekly
Oh, you
consumption
think
or
of
the rest
so?
of
beer.
Europe. Yeah, man. Like you people in the UK, a bunch of alkies, mate.
Oh, mate, I'd wager that Portuguese people drink more than you guys do.
Do you
Just
reckon?
alcohol in general. Yeah, I'd
I
guess so.
reckon you guys have more of like a healthy lifestyle in relation to alcohol. It's a better relationship because you're like, oh, we're having dinner, we'll have a little bit of wine on the side, keeping it classy.
Right.
In the UK, mate,
We
you drink
to get
like
drunk.
you
you
drink to go
only
out to
drink
drink
to get
more.
drunk.
Like, and then when you come
Right.
back, you drink more after that. It's like,
I mean, we do have that culture here, but it's not like maybe in your 20s and stuff. But
Yeah.
it's not common that you see a 40-year-old man just going out there. Yeah, I'm gonna drink so I can drink some more afterwards. It's not
I'll tell
common.
you now.
don't see that.
I work with a lot of like 30 to 50-year-olds, and I don't think I'm ever going to grow out of it because they're like married with kids and they're still doing it.
I'm pretty
I
sure
mean,
that the
I'm
UK
fine
has
with that.
the worst proportion of binge drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
that's
in
true.
the world. I'm pretty
maybe,
sure.
but I'd still wager that we per capita drink more alcohol like in a year. Let's say, because
okay,
you guys
let's
might
Google this, shall we?
yeah, we gotta Google this. We gotta Google this.
Talk amongst yourselves, boys.
I don't know because like when I go, oh, I'm going to drink, it's never like just one beer or like watered down
Right.
wine. It's always high units, high percentage.
Right,
I'm going to
right.
get.
Spirits
I'm
and
not
stuff.
going
Yeah,
to
I
work
think
tomorrow.
they call that going Dutch, don't they? It's like when you don't drink during the week, but as soon as it's the weekend, it's like it's already Monday.
That's it. That's on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last England football match, I had an entire bottle of whiskey to myself in like 6 hours.
You absolute creature. What was the percent?
Yeah. Well, 40
It's like
something,
37, I think, because
Okay.
it
Yeah.
was Jim Beam honey,
Oh yeah.
so it was like 37, I think.
How much was what's percentage of Maker's Mark? Is that 40?
Maker's Mark's like 40, yeah.
Is it?
I mean, I was planning on getting wrecked tomorrow for the England game, just getting absolutely
I
fucking
think
smashed.
most of us are we? I mean, Jarvis,
Yeah.
mate, what are you doing? Are you supporting the away team or what?
Honestly, I haven't seen like how England's been playing these last couple of games, but I mean, I think it's like 50-50 from what I hear because both teams are playing very well. So since Portugal isn't
Better
either
than
team,
Portugal.
I don't really care. What? Sorry.
Better than Portugal.
Well,
That's a given, mate.
Yeah.
You're in the fucking
Yeah.
finals.
Hurtful, but given. Yeah.
Well, I mean, only because we got to the finals. That's the only
Yeah.
reason. I mean, that it's a
Yeah.
given
I
that we were
mean,
playing better.
to
But
be
then-
fair, the alleged group of death was all wiped out. So
I mean, like, so going back to England, like my thoughts on us winning. I'm in such a split decision about this because I think I might mention it before. Because on one hand, I've got that classic British attitude where I'm like,
It's
oh
coming
no,
home.
fuck it, I don't want to
Yeah.
win. Fuck the England team, all that kind of stuff. But then on the second
You're
time,
setting yourself up for disappointment.
I know. But then on the second, the other side of it, I'm like, it's coming home, boys. Like, wait.
Right.
I think
I really
that
want to win.
I don't think that the former is a typically classic British attitude.
Maybe
I think
not.
that's a classic Harry attitude.
Probably. It's probably is.
But
Probably
Yeah, I
is.
would guess.
The
Yeah.
typical British attitude is the whole "it's coming home" thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a
probably
whole
more
meme.
accurate
So
to be
yeah.
honest. Yeah.
I think it's very split. People are either like, "Who gives a shit?" and gets really grumpy about it, or "It's coming home." There's nothing
Right.
in between.
Yeah.
I saw a video and it was talking about the progression like with your partner who doesn't like football like through the Euros, and like at the start they're just like, oh come on, how long can this really go on for? And then like as you gradually go on, they're just like, oh, so if we beat them then we get to the final, and then you see them like watching the final and they're like, come on, it's coming home.
The exact same thing happened to me in Love Island.
Oh really?
Oh,
It did.
guilty! Imagine,
Yeah.
imagine
It did.
outing yourself like that.
Shame.
I've got to make the content. I've got to make the content.
I
It
did
happened
watch it.
last year.
I did watch it one season, but now that I've watched one season, I have no interest in it anymore because it's all going
Yeah.
to be the same.
Because you know what it's
thing.
about.
I
Yeah.
watched last year. I got into the year before, I suppose. Got into the mood of it, and now this year I'm like, who gives a shit?
Wasn't
Right.
there that thing? Someone went on one of these shows. It might have been Love Island, but they went in like a full sloth costume as they got off like the boat or
I've never
out the
heard
car, or
that
whatever.
before.
I swear to God, I saw this like literally a couple of days ago, and apparently they were like one of the first people to get voted out. So why would you vote them out? They're obviously like
Because they've got a
got a bit of
personality.
banter about them. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, like they just do
Yeah.
not give a fuck.
The producer said no.
Exactly.
Let's just not get sidetracked here. Did you Google the alcohol thing?
So I've been trying to find it, and it's just telling me 10 most popular alcoholic beverages in Portugal.
Right. Okay.
So how many
gonna
pints
have a
do
look.
you guys think like you could drink in a single sitting? Like you got 6 hours. How many beers can you drink?
I can probably give you a rough estimate of the most I've drank, but like my utmost limit.
No, I'm saying you're going to push yourself. You are going to try
Yeah.
and drink as many beers as possible in 6 hours. What are you doing? How many are you having?
6 hours to just down. Okay.
6 hours to drink as many beers as you can physically manage. You're setting the record. You want to do it.
I mean, to be fair, like I'd probably be out by, I don't know. I think, well, it depends on the percentage. Like our beer over here, I think it's slightly stronger than yours. Like it's 5.2% alcohol over here, or
Yeah.
at least the ones we usually drink, or I usually drink. But I'd say by if I drank like 5 liters of those, I'd probably be I'd probably be, I don't think I'd be out. Maybe I wouldn't be quite out, but I'd be wasted for sure.
The idea is to be wasted.
Yeah, but
At
like to
minimum.
the point of unconsciousness, I'd say like anything over 5 liters would probably put me to sleep. I guess I'd wager. And it depends on how fast I drink them as well. Like over the span of 6 hours, yeah, I'd probably have a good night's sleep with with 5 liters for sure.
So
I think
go on, mate.
I think that the easiest way that you can do it is to break it down by hour. So I would probably comfortably have 3 beers an hour. That's just like how I would drink anyway. If I was trying to shovel them down, you
Right.
might be able to get up to like 6 if you were to double that. But then when you're 6 pints in, an hour in, that is astonishing.
That's
mate.
your night.
Yeah.
All right, boys. What about
I could probably have like 2. I'd probably usually more closer to having 2 pints an hour than 3. But if we were to say, 6 pints an hour, that's a bad night.
I
boys?
think I could start off strong and have a beer every 15 minutes. But like after like the first 2 hours, I'm going to be like an absolute state. I'm going to be bloated.
Let's
Like I
talk.
don't know what I'd do
Yeah.
after that.
Let's talk tactics, boys. Right. So you've
Okay.
got to drink as many pints as you can. Okay.
How do
Now,
you get those numbers up?
well, that's the thing. So do you eat food before starting the challenge, so you've got a bit of line and then possibly have a bit more. But you on the downside, you lose
You
the
lose
ability
space.
to drink more, right? Because you're taking up
Right.
the volume.
Eat a
Or-
solid meal 3 to 4 hours before, like a really, really strong solid meal.
Okay.
Right. Which is every meal I have, but go on.
So
I don't know, because like I'll probably put like a small quantity in myself, but have it quite salty, so like I'm sucking it up. Like have something that will absorb the alcohol.
I think I'd go for a little bit, but I might eat a bit less than what I normally would for a night. Because it's a
taking in all that salt as well. Imagine the hangover the next day. Not only
Yeah,
drinking all that alcohol, but all the salt.
That's a problem
dehydrated.
for a world
It's a
champion.
given. I mean,
not a mere mortal.
What is the current record?
what for how many pints drunk in once? Oh, go on, Tom.
Well, I actually set up a graph, like if Harry can do the thing.
I think I deleted
where
it.
like
I'll see if I can get it.
Andre the Giant drank, I think it was like 119 beers in like the space of about 6 hours.
Andre the Giant.
Whatever the statistic actually reads, I can't remember the actual fact.
Jesus, that's a lot of beer.
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember,
he's a whole lot of
literally.
Man.
Yeah, he was massive.
He was like, the 1970s Hulk. Yeah, he was fucking huge.
Right.
Huge.
I don't know, but yeah, if
But
we're
he
going
did it.
by, like, because even if you have a meal, like, eventually you just black out.
Yeah. Someone's saying drink some milk before. What's the science behind that?
So I've just looked this up, right? And they were 12-ounce bottles, right? So how much is an ounce to a pint?
That's going to be
to a pint.
So that's going to be the 330 ml bottles, isn't it? That's going to be like a Corona bottle. That's not going to be a pint. Because 12 ounces is roughly 34 mil, isn't it? So it's going to be like the 33.3 mil bottles.
Apparently, 12 ounces is 341 milliliters. Okay.
Just over the can. Okay.
Is the stream paused at the minute?
Nah, the cameras are frozen, but I was trying not to draw attention to it.
Oh. Okay.
I think the 3 out of 4 are done. Mine's still a bit shagged though, but I'll worry about that. So basically, 124 pints was the original question, right? So I reckon, I say at a push, you could do 17 pints a day for a week, or like if you wanted to complete it in a week, you would have to do 17 pints a day, basically.
I feel like with meals and working out,
A
you
day.
could do that.
I reckon it's
That's
possible.
I reckon I could do that.
You would be rough. You'd be rough for it.
Yeah, you'd be roughed up.
Like there's going to be like a visible decline in my health from like day 1 to day 7. You know,
you're gonna turn yellow from liver failure.
I'll
for
be
sure.
looking like a clapped out vampire. That's what I'll be fucking looking
like. Yeah, for sure.
I just want to convert this into pints, right? How many pints was it? Or sorry, how many bottles was it that he said?
I'm sure it was like 119.
119.
What was it that it said?
So that's 71.5 pints he drank.
Good lord.
Jesus Christ.
In 6 hours.
70 pints.
And I was talking 6 pints an hour. So I was talking 36 pints.
Bearing in mind, like the palm of his hand was like the size of your fucking head.
Yeah,
this guy's massive.
And I don't know if
I'm not going to go for that world record, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Even if I had this size, Jesus Christ, 70 pints is a lot for any man.
Even Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
Some men have their limits, don't they?
Yeah, the liver tells him about it.
There was actually a story I heard once, and it was like he got so drunk that he needed to be like carried out the bar, and it took like upwards of 20 men to do it. And like even then, like they were still dragging his feet along the floor.
That honestly doesn't surprise me. Like that man he's a specimen. You know,
he
20
died
men
because his heart got too small to support his body.
Well, to be fair, like, how much did he weigh?
Oh, fuck knows.
No idea. It was this what we were saying before. It's
A
like
lot.
it's one of those weird experiments where you could just put like a fucking baboon heart in him and just to see how far he could have gone.
I mean, yeah, I would.
Andre the
Yeah.
Giant weighed 236 kilos.
God damn. Jesus.
What a unit.
Yeah,
absolute
absolutely
unit.
massive.
That's 520 pounds.
In awe of the size of this lad.
I would have loved to see him do one of those like rushing slapping competitions, with those like spades.
Yeah,
Nick,
he's
yeah,
had-
yeah.
He's gonna take off people's heads. Like
Well, that's what I mean.
Clean
like,
off.
you're gonna watch him slap the demons out of people.
Yeah.
yeah, to be fair, he's gonna get rid of your sins, isn't he?
Imagine that with a few pints in. It's gonna be amazing.
I mean, I would need a few pints to agree to do that in any circumstance,
few?
let alone with Andre the Giant.
Jesus, like they.
I'd probably need to match him to be able to fucking get myself.
Yeah,
prepared to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah, 37 stone.
37
37
stone.
stone.
Jesus, Jiminy Crumpets.
So I think now I'm like 16 stone.
I'm not sick. I'm a
You're
little
not
bit less
16
now.
stone.
No, I've got to be around 13.
I was 15 stone before I came back for Christmas, and since then I've drank and ate a lot. So I'm assuming it's gone up.
I need to Google something because I do my weight in kg just because my
Yeah.
app
Same.
records it.
Yeah, last time I weighed myself, I was 95 kilograms.
I haven't weighed myself in years.
Well, I'm 94, right? And that says it's 14.8 stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
So
I
I'd guess
was
I'm around.
95, which is 14.9599.
I'd guess I was around.
Yeah. No, because
13-ish
you were like,
stone.
oh, I'm 16. I was like, mate, you are not.
No. I was just using it as like a point of reference.
Oh, right.
Oh, I thought you said I'm
Boys,
not.
check
No.
the chat. Apparently, Portugal consumes almost 18 liters of pure alcohol per year and 38.4 average daily intakes in grams of pure alcohol. Yeah, we edge you out just by a little bit.
No
Just by 2
way.
Apparently.
litres.
Where
2 litres.
did you
Where's
find
your
that? Where did you find that
I was like,
information?
where's your source?
Well, can you
Yeah.
do that?
Experience.
Let's do this at the end of 2021, when we've won the Euros.
Yeah.
We're about to do
Mate,
that 2 litres tomorrow night.
I don't know because if
This-
that includes
should be
national
clipped.
holidays, like
This right here should be clipped so we could have a talk on Sunday because it's not over yet.
this is
fuck up.
just the beginning.
It is also possible that we find it hard to believe because we ourselves are above
We are degenerate. yeah.
average specimens.
right, of course.
So
I would say that we are a sample of the population. I don't know which part of that sample we are, but we're definitely amongst it somewhere.
Oh, you're the upper echelon for sure.
The upper parts of society.
All right.
I need my feel good.
Yeah, give you that dopamine. So, what else were we going to talk about? So, all right, boys, the highlights, the big topic we've all been
the one
waiting
we've
for.
all been looking for. Yeah.
We've been so for those of you that are watching, we've had tried so hard to put off talking about this topic for so long, just because it's just such a benign one.
So
So
the thing is, the internet went crazy for this topic, like amongst itself for like a week, and then it dropped off, and we're like, no, we need to wait. We can't weigh in yet.
yeah, and now we're here. Yeah, so
This is it. The deciding.
so we are going to discuss animals we could beat in a fight. What do we reckon, guys? So let's start it off easy, right? So we could beat like a chicken in a fight, right? That's fairly simple,
I mean,
It wouldn't even
with,
be a
with
fight.
the bottom of
I
my
would-
boot.
right?
I'd throw something at a chicken and it would die.
Okay.
Mate,
Yeah.
I'd cook it with a kick.
What about like
Cook it with a kick.
what about a cat or something?
Cat easy,
For sure.
easy as
Easy.
well.
For sure.
Cat easy.
If we're literally talking like, I need to protect my life and well-being,
Yeah.
I would absolutely delete a cat from like
If
from
like
existence.
let's say it's like Thunderdome rules, like it's you gladiator pit animal, you know, and like some weird fucking supervillains holding your family hostage, he's going to shoot them all unless you kill the animal in front of you. A cat,
Right. If
easy.
I have absolutely no choice, yeah, it would be it wouldn't even be a contest.
I'd
The
send the
hardest
cat
thing
to the
is catching
fucking
the
moon.
cat. Yeah, the hardest thing is catching it. You know,
Like
They'll
the
run.
thing is though, is that like if you've seen cats get into fights with people, they are like malicious little bastards.
Right,
It's
but
but a
people
scratch.
aren't usually trying to kill them.
Yeah, it's true.
Like if we were to be malicious towards cats, we'd be malicious once and no more.
It's going
It'd
to
be
take a
done.
big old
It'd
bite
be
out of that
over.
cat.
Yeah, it'd be over. There's no chance. No chance.
Okay.
We gotta go up. We gotta go up in size.
Yes, mate.
Refocus your camera, mate.
So, what was I going to say?
So you went from chickens to cats.
Chickens
Yeah,
to
from
cats,
chickens to
easy.
cats.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
There's
Yeah.
obviously ones that like that it's not even worth talking about, like a bear. No one's going to beat a bear in a
Yeah.
fight, right? It's just not going to happen. There's people that have survived bear attacks,
Right.
and they may have killed it with a shotgun or something like that.
Right. Right.
Hand-to-hand combat, never going to happen.
I mean,
I would
imagine
like to
if you
see
get on
Andre
top
the
of the
Giant
bear,
versus
though.
a bear.
Like
I still think a
imagine
bear
if
would get him.
The bear's
I-
still probably twice as heavy as him.
Yeah,
The
probably.
bear's
no.
What
I
a
mean,
thing on the
like,
Sharp
have you
claws
seen
as
that
well.
those? Have you seen those news? Like there was this one guy that like wrestled and killed, like choked out like a mountain lion in America or something, and it made me think like, okay, sure, a bear it would maul you like face to face, you'd have no chance. But imagine like by some luck you manage to get on top of it and grab hold of its neck. Do you think you'd be strong enough to choke it out
No.
and actually do it?
If it falls over backwards, it will crush you to death.
That bear
Yeah, but
is going to turn
go
your
on, man.
arm into spaghetti chunks.
No, because I would guess they wouldn't have the mobility to do that. Like
You've got to
grab the
remember,
arm.
bears have the ability to scratch their own face and neck. You know, if your arm is around there and they get those big old pincers into your arm,
Right, that's true.
that's it. You are being turned into mish.
Yeah,
Mish.
that makes sense. Like, because the logic was the guy that defeated the mountain lion did it. But then again, it's a very different animal.
They can't turn. They haven't got wrists like we have.
That's a good point. That's a good point. So let's turn it down a bit from a bear. Let's turn it down.
So I've just got a random photo on the internet of like,
right.
It's basically a woman standing up against a height chart, right? And like there's the pictures of bears next to it. I'm just going to transition the screen now. So I have no idea who this person is. So if you're out there, hope you're having a good one. But this is like the size of a person compared to bears. And the polar bear, it's standing on its hind legs, and it's twice the size of the person.
Jesus. Yeah.
Can I drop
think
this
I've
in
seen
the
that.
Discord?
Yeah,
I
I've
think
seen that
I've
picture.
seen it. Yeah. Let's put it there for reference, so we've all got a look at it. Like that.
Yeah.
It's like the black bear. Like I don't know, maybe the black bear if it's injured or something, because they've got teeth and claws, right? What have humans got apart from a big brain?
Right.
If you're locked in a room with a bear with nothing else but what you've got on your person,
The only way you'll get a black bear in like hand-to-hand combat is if you got the first strike in, like because they're very passive creatures. You can walk right up to them and they'll be like, "Yeah, just back up," and then leave you alone. If you walk up to them and
black bears
kick it
are
in
the
the
ones
head,
that eat you.
then maybe you've got a chance.
No, black bears are the ones that go through your bins and you shout at them and they run away.
And they
Is it?
Majidor's saying Habib wrestled the bear. I think I'm saying that right, if I remember correctly.
Khabib. There's multiple Khabibs in mixed martial arts, but
the most famous one. Well, he did wrestle a bear, but it was like a tiny bear, and I'm not sure if the bear had chains or stuff, but like if it's like out in the wild, no way. Like there's no way anyone would be able to fight it.
There's like I say, there's a possibility for survival, but I don't think there's any possibility that you're going to win that fight in hand-to-hand combat.
However, let's make this interesting. How about would you win against like let's say two fully grown pit bulls? That's more interesting.
Probably not,
Yeah, I mean, like, because the thing is like all they got to do is like get a bite on you, and then what do you do then? Because like it's going to be like just clamped on you.
I mean, for sure you're going to get trashed, but imagine if you get a good kick on them.
The thing about dogs is they like when they're vicious or wild, they go for the throat, and that is a really weak point for humans because that is literally at
Right,
the front it's where we
right.
breathe, and at the back it's where our brain works. You know, and
Right.
it's really delicate on humans particularly. So like, they you got to protect that essentially
Mhm.
before you do anything else.
So, like-
and as you say, then you just got to kick and hope for the best. You got to put your hands here and kick.
Right, right.
then if you talk about like if you had weapons to defend yourself,
Yeah, so
right?
we'll come to prep time. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, if you had weapons, maybe, but I reckon like 2 pit bulls, if they wanted to kill you, they'd kill you.
Yeah, I
With
don't think there's too
weapons?
much you could do.
Well, what sort of weapons?
Like if you had like a combat knife, right? One gets a hold of your leg, you stab it in the head, like literally just go straight through the skull.
With a knife, I
know?
could do it.
But
Yeah,
like
I'm pretty confident I could do it with a knife.
if you try and punch them or kick them, you know, they can withstand so much. Like I had a staff when I was younger, and he would run full sprint into like a wall head first, and he would just get up and trot off like nothing's
Yeah.
happened. He didn't yelp or anything. He was
Right,
like
they're
in absolutely
sturdy.
no pain.
With dogs, you have to. They're kind of like sharks. You have to go for the eyes or the nose. You
Yeah.
know,
Right.
just to stun them momentarily. That's like the only chance you've got. Or the bollocks if it's a bloke.
I'm pretty like even still like if you had like a big sharp knife, you'd have to be fast though. You'd have to be fast.
Oh, you can't fuck
Like-
around.
Yeah, but I think I'd be pretty confident in my odds against the pit bulls.
I don't know.
Two
I
is a
reckon-
stretch.
I reckon
One
with
easy.
weapons, you could probably do it. Like maybe if you had a knife or something, because all you got to do is get one good hit on one of them, and then
Right.
he's going to be bleeding out in like a couple of minutes because they're not that big, right? And then you can focus on the other one.
Right.
And then it's 1v1 me on Rust, bro. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. It's you know,
Exactly.
360 no scope off the top of the tower. Like,
I'd feel
Right.
bad, even if it was like wild dogs though. I'd still feel bad because I
Oh,
absolutely love
absolutely.
Obviously,
I mean, I'd feel
obviously.
bad about killing anything, but if I had
Yeah.
to,
Exactly.
Okay, like what about a weird one, like a giraffe?
I was gonna say
no, giraffe
flamingo.
would fuck you up, Ben. Have you seen them when they fight?
It'd stomp on you, mate.
Well,
Yeah.
like they would that's another thing where again, if it's hand to hand or you know hand to massive swinging.
Okay,
neck.
let's do
Elephant survive
Hands to
gunshot
rifle.
wounds, man.
let's do like just fighting by ourselves, and then we'll come to fighting animals for prep time. I want to get to the top of the league table of what we can
Right.
fight without weapons. I should have had like a little graphs and like S tier.
Right,
like, that kind of stuff.
What do you guys
Right.
reckon? Like, could you fight like a flamingo?
Easy, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
Yeah,
flamingo.
I
yeah,
don't-
I mean,
I could choke it up with one hand.
Yeah, you could
Snap
kick it
its
in its
neck
leg and snap it.
completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about a flock of flamingos? Like they're all gunning for you,
I don't know if they can really do much harm
What
to you.
are
though.
they gonna do?
Yeah.
Just nip you? Like
mate. They're like they're taller than like most humans. Like they'll go for the fucking eyes.
what with their
Good
fucking
point.
krill
They're fucking
mouths? What are they
beasts.
gonna
Someone
do?
else
Is it still-
fucking-
What are they gonna do? Like filter feed my eyeball out of its socket? Like
I'm gonna be
And still,
dodging,
you can
ducking,
give it-
dipping, diving, and dodging, mate. He's
yeah,
not getting
exactly.
me.
The 5
Yeah.
Ds of dodgeball. Everyone knows that.
Snap necks with one arm, protect your eyes with the other.
Exactly.
So there's a bunch of different breeds, but the tallest it looks like is just under 6 foot.
Okay. What's that in meters for our European friends?
That's like
Um,
under fit like
It's like 2
180.
meters, isn't it? or something?
180 to 190.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's under 6 foot, it's like 180.
King D asks, what if instead of a dog it would be a wolf?
Like a single wolf.
Wolves are a lot bigger than most dogs.
The thing is,
Yeah,
like,
they're probably a lot stronger as well.
Considerably.
I reckon it would kind of be a coin toss because wolves obviously are predatory animals, right? But
Mhm.
they're also very delicate. Like if they get hurt
They're very
and stuff,
they're
really
quite
screwed.
slinky, aren't they?
Yeah.
Let's not forget, we literally got out of the food chain. So I'm pretty
We
confident.
left
Like,
that bitch.
Yeah, but that was with prep
Yeah.
time, mate. That was with prep time.
Yeah,
I
that
think-
was like.
are we
had
not
to
talking
build-
about prep time?
Yeah.
There's no
build
prep
brick
time. There's,
walls.
we're going to come to prep time in a sec, but I want to know what we can beat. What's the worst animal we could fight and still come out on top?
So like,
Right.
if we're still talking about wolves, right?
Yeah.
If there's
Mm.
if it's a pack of wolves,
Oh, you'd be done for.
they're like stronger in numbers, right? If there's one or two, like they're the outcasts of a pack or something like that, you might have a chance of scaring them off because like predators instinctively hunt prey, right? They'd have to be really hungry to go after something that they think would be able to kill them. So
Yeah.
if it's normal circumstances, they would naturally be scared of humans because they see humans as predators, as other predators.
Mhm.
So then you might even win before the fight's even started. But
Even
Here's
still,
the
I don't.
again, like
Yeah,
if
but
it's two wolves coming at you, like I don't reckon.
we're
I'm just
talking
thinking
about
about
like
it.
you're in an arena, it's you and the
Yeah,
wolf, like it's a
yeah.
1v1. You know, it's like Roman gladiatorial combat.
Yeah, they will try to fuck you up. Yeah.
And they know how to flank as well because
Oh, I guess
wolves are quite clever.
yeah, I guess then like even if they didn't want to fight you because they saw you as a predator, if they get backed into a corner, then they lash out, don't they?
They're gonna go for you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
I'd
feel
say,
like
I'd say,
that's natural for most animals though. Like that's not exclusive to mammals. If you back an animal into a corner and you're being menacing, it's gonna fight or flight, isn't it? You know, that's nature.
Oh, there's some that will just sit there. Like there's like deer that have been like blocked into a corner and they just sit down and they just lay there.
Yeah, but I reckon
Yeah,
we
but
could kill
they will just die.
a
They'll
deer.
just
Yeah.
go, oh, my heart's not
absolutely
working now.
rinse
Goodbye.
two wolves. I think like if it was a life or death situation, I think I'd pull it off. Like,
What a wolf,
yeah, two of them. I think I could confidently beat two of them.
mate?
Like,
You are really overestimating
no,
your ability
think,
to
no, think about it this
fight
way.
wild
Think about
animals.
it this way. Think about it this way. Let's say you kick him really hard. Let's say you kick him really hard. Like,
Well,
no, for sure.
let's just say
let
you
him finish.
miss
Let
and
him
it
finish.
bites
Like,
off your fucking leg.
no, what's going to happen
Yeah, I
is
mean,
that you're
well,
going to
yeah.
kick it. That one that you tried to kick is going to bite your leg, and while you're floundering on the floor,
Right.
the other one's going to come up and give you a big nap. Like,
Well, now I just feel like you guys are
It's
ganging
on the
up on me.
It's not us, mate.
No,
It's the
but
wolves.
no, I really like. I don't know, like, cause they have their mouths, sure, they have their paws, but I think if like okay, you'd have to have a little bit of luck, sure, but if you could manage to get rid of one fast, I think it'd be easy. I think my
Wolves are
chances would be
hard.
over 50%. I'm gonna say this, over 50%.
Wolves are hard because they're intelligent. Like they can kind of communicate with each other. They can develop tactics. They can learn from experience, whereas other
Right.
animals can't. So
Right.
that's where you're going to lose with wolves because like they can challenge the biggest weapon you've got, and that's your big brain.
But I also
Right.
think that we're off topic again because I thought it was 1v1 in an
yeah,
arena.
like
That's true,
Jarvis,
yeah.
mate, you keep bringing up 2v2s and stuff. Like, it's like
2v1.
you're
Yeah,
trying
yeah,
to.
yeah.
You're like,
Even better.
But
Okay, let's
you're
say
like-
I brought it up to be
1v1.
fair because I said if it's a pack, it was my fault to be fair.
Yeah, but
All right,
even
well
then,
then,
like
fuck you,
in a
Socrates, mate.
1v1, I think I could confidently beat a wolf. Yeah.
Right, kangaroo.
No,
Ooh, that's
No.
worse.
I don't know. I think because you've seen that video of the guy who like just runs up and
Slapping
socks it in the fucking jaw.
no.
Yeah,
You
but
see,
that
that
was-
was like that. He wasn't a fight to the death though. He just got his dog out of the
Yeah.
danger.
If the kangaroo was out to get you, like, I think I don't know.
Mate,
I
Like,
don't
those
know
kicks
because
would be deadly.
they can't be that good at close range combat. Surely.
well, the kangaroo's box, mate. Like my
Yeah.
aunt's fiance he was raised in Australia, and he was saying that they used
She
to go
boxed
out.
the kangaroo.
Yeah, it's a rite of passage. It's how you become a man in Australia. So he had a story. I can't remember whether he was there or someone told him it who went out and hunted kangaroos. But anyway, they were out in the bush, whatever. And over there, you have to have a license to hunt them because they're vermin, but you can only hunt so many a year or something like that. So they were out doing that, and they shot one of the kangaroos, and he went down, and he wasn't quite dead. So they usually go over with a revolver to finish it. And
Right.
apparently, this guy went up to the kangaroo who was down with a revolver, and he went to shoot it, and the kangaroo like lashed up and
Sprung
hit him.
up.
Yeah, like hit. I can't remember if it was like with his talon or with his foot, and he cut like all down the side. He basically almost disemboweled the guy with like a single kick. And he was saying that
Jesus.
they had to take him to the hospital. Obviously, they're in the middle of the outback, so there's no way, right? They had to put him in the back of the pickup truck and use like a hempen sewing needle to like keep him together while they got him to the hospital.
God damn,
Like,
that's.
so-
I didn't realize they have that sharp of like.
We are
talons
quite
and stuff.
squidgy in the middle, aren't we? So,
Have you seen
we
some of
are.
the? Have you seen some kangaroos, mate? They've got like six packs and stuff. Like they are.
Yeah, I
They
know
work
they're
out.
like
well,
they're
that's
full of muscle.
like
Yeah.
like ancient humans were like fucking. All of them look like Arnold Schwarzenegger
And-
because all they did was run in the woods and climb.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
You know, if that was like, most of what I do is sitting in front of a computer and drinking alcohol. Like, I'm not going to look like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And what a life it is.
I mean, it's fantastic. That's why we evolved to it.
exactly.
We
Just think-
chose this. We didn't choose the bush.
Out of the food chain, so we could be that.
I mean, how
Yeah.
old's the planet?
Oh, like several billion years.
Yeah. So, okay, so 4.5 billion years of evolution, right, has led to this exact moment.
Yeah.
Like us sitting around in
I mean,
podcast,
what?
or like
modern
just
humans-
sitting around drinking beer.
Discussing
like
things that matter.
Modern humans are like what, 200,000 years old now, and
Something
like
like
we're
that.
just like, we're just
There's
gonna
been
burn up the planet
there's
and
been
die.
like world wars,
Yeah.
some real nasty shit going on, and now we're here. Like, ah,
Yeah.
Do you reckon
my
you could kill
internet's
a
a bit slow
kangaroo?
today.
I
Okay, yeah, back on topic.
yeah.
I put something in the Discord as well.
Yeah, I did see that.
I don't know, man.
Is it a kangaroo talon? Oh, I'm gonna say no, because kangaroos box all the time and they kick, and I feel like if you get kicked by a kangaroo, right, that's gonna be your rib.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
on that picture, right, it says 4'10" to 6'10", right? If it's a 4'10" kangaroo, probably have a-
Right.
I'll probably have a good shout. If it's a 6'10" kangaroo, that's
God damn.
that's
Let's go
like
for something in between.
9
Let's just go for
inches
like a
taller than me.
6 foot. Let's just go for a 6 foot kangaroo, like just an average. Like, I think they're very mobile as like they're agile as well. So I don't know. I don't know about a kangaroo. Because
They're-
even
they're
if
like-
you were to try to go for the neck or something, they're very agile.
I feel like kangaroos, like, you have to know your enemy. You have to know the weak point. Like,
Right,
if you're in
it's the neck,
Australia,
I mean,
and if you like, wait, is it the pouch? I don't know. Like,
Isn't that basically like punching it in its cunt? Like punching it in the
Kick it in the
pouch?
pouch.
basically. But if you like,
Yeah.
you punch any bird in the cunt, they go down.
Yeah, you could punch
That's
me in the
true.
cunt
I mean,
and I'd
it
go
is a
down.
bird,
Like,
though.
no, he means woman, mate. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
oh right, I thought, yeah.
I mean, I thought it was a good one to bring up because I think sometimes when people think about it, they're like, "Yeah, I could kill a kangaroo," and then when they see a picture of a 6'10" kangaroo with biceps
Yeah.
the size of my head, then they sometimes change their
And that
mind.
really is the point of this topic, isn't it?
Okay, so
Yeah.
we decided we can kill a dog, right? But we
Right.
can't kill a kangaroo. So we've got some
Right.
variation there.
Yeah,
So what would be one up? What would be one down from a kangaroo? What about like, okay, could we kill a lynx? Like a small cat, like a
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, while they are feral and they are larger than their household cat, it's going to be the same rules apply. They're going to come at you with claws.
Yeah.
Their one attack is standing still and swiping. You just fucking boot
Yeah,
him in the
biting
chin.
as well. Yeah, you just kick it. Yeah.
If I got my steel toe caps on, mate, his jaw's gone.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, I think anything that doesn't have like the mobility to, let's say, anything that doesn't have the mobility to actually get you off it. For example, I think I could easily defeat it. Easily.
Nah, that's bullshit. Because a lion doesn't got that, but it'll still fuck you up.
Yeah, I
Well,
feel like a
okay.
lion's not really a competition, is it?
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
but that's
The-
what,
the
that's
thing
what I'm
is,
saying. Like, he hasn't got the
lion-
mobility, but he'll throw you off.
Aren't lions
How about-
classed as
how
like
about-
super predators or something though?
I think so. Yeah.
the
I've
apex
never heard that
predators.
before.
Apex predators.
So
But
like,
how
there's
about
no-
like between a lion and a bear? Like, I'd
Uh,
be much more confident fighting a lion.
Nah, because
No, I'd rather
things
fight a
hunt
bear.
bears. Things
You'd
hunt
fight a
bears.
bear?
Nothing
like
hunts a lion.
okay, the thing is like, so there used to be prehistoric like lions and stuff in Europe, but humans, like modern humans, wiped them all out, which is why we don't have
Right.
things like wolves in the UK, or we don't have lions or really any bears or anything like that because we killed them all. But we couldn't wipe out lions in Africa, like there's a
Right.
reason they're still there, right?
But then again, like when I say bear, I don't mean like a black bear. I mean like a brown bear or something like bigger. Like, obviously you'd have like very like
Okay.
slim to none chances of defeating either. Like, but I'd still think like if you managed, like, the only chance you'd get to kill a lion would be if you got on top of it, like the guy that did to the mountain lion. But however, you're telling me that the bear, for example, has the mobility and like it could actually pull you off it. So
I'm
like,
going to give you a bit of like I'm going to go off the topic a little bit just to
Right.
see if I can change your mind. So
right,
Roman gladiators or gladiatorial like Colosseum, they used to actually do animal on animal fights, and one of the
Right.
really popular ones was bears versus lions,
right.
and 9 times out of 10 the lion won because it could
Okay.
outmaneuver the bear, and it would go for the throat, bite it once, and the bear would die.
That is true. They're very much more agile. Yeah.
That is it. They could beat a bear 9 times out of 10 one-on-one.
Damn.
Like the
I'd
lion
forgotten
could
about
like
the
And
mobility
we
they
can't
have.
beat a bear.
Right.
the lion could like jump at the bear, right, and hold onto it with its claws, and then like go
Right.
for the neck. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10 the lion won.
I mean,
And that's like historically
This
proven.
all of this because I'm just staggered that the guy could actually defeat the mountain lion. Like it actually, the guy choked it out. It's. I'm still astonished by that.
I feel like he probably did, but he's going to be in
That's-
a really shit situation.
Oh mate, he was
There's a
rough.
reason he was in the news.
Yeah, he was scratched up. Like he was not having a good time for sure.
I don't know, because if we're saying we can't defeat like massive dogs, right? Then how are we
Right.
going to deal with
Well,
a
could-
wild
I mean,
animal? Because dogs,
I
dogs are
could.
domesticated, right?
I'm not saying I can defeat a massive dog. I could definitely defeat a massive dog.
One-on-one, I could probably do like a dog.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I reckon.
for
I
sure.
reckon we could take out most dogs, unless they're those special breeds that are like small horses, you know.
Right. Right.
But
Because
even then,
that's someone else.
a lone wolf, like you say, are quite delicate. So we could probably, if you're
Yeah.
faster,
The-
you're taking it out.
Jack, mate, what was that?
Yeah.
Do you remember that couple's dog you had to babysit? What dog breed was that?
Japanese Akita.
That was it. Because I remember that dog was a really cuddly, nice dog, but it was built like a brick shithouse. And one time
I've seen it.
when I was there, he rested his face in my lap, and he opened his mouth and yawned, and I was like, "Oh my fucking god, that is a big set of teeth."
He's a big boy.
Yeah, like if he opened his mouth all the way, I could probably put my head like at least some of the way in
God
his mouth.
damn.
Like it was scary, man.
It's the biggest
but
dog I've
he
ever
hasn't
seen.
got
Yeah.
the power to like break your skull though.
No,
Yeah,
but
he definitely does. I think if he
Yeah?
got you like under here, he would be able to like crush your skull.
I
yeah.
reckon he could fuck you up, but I don't. I think if he went like from the top of your head down, I don't think he would crush it. He would really damage it, and you'd probably die.
Oh yeah,
but
you'd be.
it's not going to be some Mortal Kombat cutscene where your
Yeah,
head
you'd have
just
some
fucking
brain
explodes.
damage.
Like, yeah,
I think from the bottom he would be able to because
yeah, he would break
like,
your jaws.
jaws
from the
Like,
top
less
he wouldn't be able to
connected,
get his head like his mouth all the way around like the top of your skull.
Yeah.
But from here he'd be able to crush your jaw. I think.
Yeah.
Which is
Boys,
horrible
I
for-
just remembered. What about like a let's say you were to fight like a chimpanzee. What do you think? What do you reckon?
it depends
Nah,
what kind.
No way.
Like,
have you
What,
seen?
what do you mean? What kind of chimpanzee?
No, have you seen the
It's a
video or
kind.
the picture of the woman who got like attacked like by a chimpanzee in a tantrum, and her face is
Right.
just mauled.
That was after
Yeah,
years
they're
of domestication
vicious.
as well.
Yeah, like
Yeah, but that, like-
it just bit her on the face.
That was like a natural reaction though, because I think
She
from
changed
what
her
I-
haircut.
From what I remember,
Yeah.
That's what it was.
yeah, I think from what I remember from the story, the chimp bit the woman, and then the chimp was like basically communicating, saying that he was sorry. Like that's the intent he was trying to convey afterwards. Because
Yeah, but her
obviously
face was
regretted.
still fucked.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But that was like
And they could do
unexpected.
that- Do that on an impulse by accident.
Yeah, but that was like a
Yeah.
surprise attack. Like you're expecting it, you know.
Yeah, and I mean to be fair, so could we. Like we
Right,
could,
but
To be
we
fair,
could.
With a weapon, maybe.
yeah, I think
but-
with the weapon, yeah. Because the thing
I mean,
is,
give
like
me a spear, mate. I'll kill most things. But
chimps.
Yeah.
The thing is with monkeys and apes is that their fine motor skills are really crap, but they've got strength. So like they can't
Yeah.
do fine things like write on a piece of paper or fold
Right.
stuff like that. You know, like really intricate,
Yeah, but
delicate stuff.
this is
But-
a fight to the death, not rewriting the works of
No,
Shakespeare.
but this is what I'm
like-
saying, mate. Let me finish. So I'm saying they can't do intricate stuff like that, whereas we can, but they make up for it with strength. So it's why
Right.
they swing from trees and like can pull themselves up easily and stuff like that. So like they've got a real advantage in terms of just like raw power.
Right.
I'm pretty sure that a chimp is like twice as strong as the average man,
Something
Yeah.
like
and then you've got like a gorilla where it's like 6 times as strong.
I saw there was a statistic, and it was like 60% of men in the UK think they can fight a gorilla.
It's
And
not.
then, like,
It's not 60%.
Oh,
surely.
Jesus Christ, the
yeah, it was
gorilla.
really, and then like it shared a guy, a boxer, who tried to punch a gorilla, and
Oh,
the
mate.
gorilla killed him without even thinking about it with like a backhand, because it just
He
smacked him so
backhanded
hard
the bitch.
in their
God
head,
damn.
He
it
just
broke his neck.
he just clapped him into the next life. Like
Yeah,
Mate,
Yeah,
I mean,
like
they
you
were
can
there,
rip your
like-
limbs out.
and
don't
you
get me
see the
wrong
bloody
though.
bits.
Like, I could fight a gorilla. It would kill me, but I could fight it.
But you could definitely fight it. No,
And,
but
like,
You couldn't
you
even run
can't
away from
even-
a gorilla.
you can't. No, they'll catch up to you. They're too fast.
yeah,
how are they
like,
not
but
the?
even
You
a chimpanzee,
couldn't
like,
outclimb it. You couldn't run away.
yeah,
You
no
might be
way.
able to get away in water.
They don't like water.
Mate, I don't think I could even outsmart it. To be honest,
I'd rather take my chances down a waterfall
Would
that I've never
you-
seen before.
Would you say that
than
you're
fight a
less
gorilla.
intelligent than your average chimp?
mate, I don't know. No, I'm talking about gorillas here. Come on.
I
But you
just had-
can't really
I just had to
hide from them
clarify.
because they've got a greater sense of smell. So like,
However, like, but let's
your
go back
only
to
option is
chimps
to
real
fashion
quick.
a weapon.
Like 1v1 against a chimp, not a gorilla, like a chimp,
With I think. Okay, right. I think
barehanded.
no. You'd lose. You'd lose.
Yeah,
No,
hands down.
easy.
Hands
I'd
down.
lose.
clapped.
You'd lose. Like there maybe Andre the Giant. Maybe.
Nah, they bite as
Right.
well.
Yeah, but I
But-
think he could potentially be so strong that he would be able to like grab it and throw it around. Maybe.
Right,
Well,
right.
like, 'cause he was
How
a
much?
wrestler.
Like, I
He
don't know
went
how
toe-to-toe
big a
with
chimp is. but-
humans. You know, like his adversary was always a human, and there were times where like he'd be on the ropes.
Yeah, but
You know,
these,
so,
we're
like-
talking about like some of the strongest people, like
Yeah,
like so
Yeah.
Eddie Hall can lift 500 kilos, right?
Right.
He can just
round.
lift that straight off the ground, so he might be able to throw around a chimpanzee a bit.
yeah.
But like, I don't think I could win without a weapon. But if you had to choose one weapon that you thought you could beat it with, what would it be?
Spear.
I actually thought a spear as well.
Yeah, spear,
Distance,
like-
and then try and get it to run into you.
Because you're just gonna
A
have to use
gun.
the distance. You're gonna have to hold the back end of it and just keep poking that fucker.
I just
I
get
mean,
a rifle.
I'd hold it like this and just like jab
The-
it. I wouldn't hold it over the top.
The big advantage you have of using a spear is that you're keeping them at arm's length, so you can reach out and
Yeah.
touch them, but they can't
Yeah.
attack you as such. That's the
Of
only
course.
reason.
But then
That's
I
the
could
only
do it with a
reason
maul.
you're like a maul.
Yeah, I
Of
could
course.
maul it.
Nah, I
Apes
think
are clever enough to use a spear themselves if they manage to disarm you. If they grab the end of it and pull it off you, you're not going to hold on to it.
Right.
Someone in the comments just said a gun. I was like, that's a bit cheaty.
firearm. It's going to be like Indiana Jones when he gets into that sword fight and he just can't be
Yeah.
bothered, so he shoots him.
Yeah, I mean, I could take down a gorilla with an elephant rifle, but
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
The-
really
the-
sporting, is it?
yeah.
Yeah. Guess that's kind of missing the point.
That's
No, but
just-
I could take it down with a maul. I think.
You know,
I haven't
when-
actually seen. Well, how big are the rounds for an elephant rifle?
It's like
Grenades.
it's probably a bit smaller than a grenade launcher round, isn't it? Like, I imagine it's just like solid, like brass or lead, or whatever it is.
Here's the thing, boys. I think I could confidently say that I defeated chimp with the weapon, but I could not do the same with a gorilla against a gorilla. No way. Like if I had a spear or anything at hand, I think the gorilla would still trash me.
Yeah,
the
because you don't
King
want
guy
anything
just
that's
put
like.
in the comments that they can lift 27 times their full body weight. Now,
Jesus Christ.
We don't weigh as
Or
much as a
gorilla.
gorilla. A gorilla.
A
We don't
gorilla.
weigh as much as a gorilla, so that is more than 27 times our body weight it can lift.
27 times
They'd
their own
rip
body
you
weight.
apart. Jesus.
Surely they
reckon-
could. That means they could just rip trees out of the fucking ground.
I
Well,
suppose
I
they're
admit-
rooted though.
To
aren't
be
Is it
they?
fair, if
27
you-
or is it like 2.7? Because they are quite heavy. 27 seems ridiculous. That's like a fucking
We'll have to Google
like
that, won't we?
the
To be-
gram to strength ratio of an ant.
To be
like, it
fair,
can
if you
lift-
said to me like, "Oh, a gorilla could pull like a small tree out of the ground," I'd be like, "Well, I'm not sure I believe you, but I don't know enough to be able to argue it." Like, it would be like borderline believable, you know?
Right.
I don't actually have chat up, so I can't see whether it's.
I've got it up to try and like keep an eye on it.
Right.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think there's any world where like if it's a if it's like a actual like handheld weapon, a gorilla will just take it off me
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
and then use it on me.
Break it.
yeah,
Break the spear against its body.
Well, yeah.
yeah. Like
The
you
only
might
thing
get
they
a
can't-
good
'cause they can
slice in, but it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't
The only
matter.
thing they can't really do is swim because of their body shape. Their arms just kind of don't let them do it. Their legs are too small as well.
Right.
Orangutans just straight up drown.
That's the only way we're going to beat a gorilla is if we're in a shallow pool of water
But we're clever
Yeah.
enough to know that.
With an elephant rifle.
with an elephant rifle and a big spear. Man, King D has provided
Gorillas
the
have a shit ton of
sources.
fast twitch
Yeah,
muscle
to be fair,
fibers.
King D is just putting the sources for like I'm not
Credibility.
sure.
This is good. This is good.
Yeah, I'm liking the engagement.
Yeah.
I was actually
On an
thinking,
endurance
if-
race
I think
against the gorilla on an endurance race. No way. Like no way. They're just too agile, too fast, too strong. Like it wouldn't last 5 minutes.
It's an endurance race, mate, not a sprint. So
Just like an actual race. I mean,
so
sure,
this-
yeah.
like a marathon, because humans are
This
evolved
actually
to run,
says-
haven't they? Like,
Yeah,
this
would
actually says
pretty much win
gorillas
against
bite.
anyone.
I didn't realize gorillas bit. I knew chimps did. I
Yeah, they
didn't realize
do,
gorillas
yeah.
did.
But like
So
when they're fighting against each other, they're not like always fighting to the death because there's like they're fighting family members and stuff, and they'll like run into it, they'll charge at each other and like smash each other like that. But only when they're actually like
they're doing it
fearing for
to
their life
prove-
do they bite.
yeah.
I think.
they're doing it to prove superiority, aren't they? They
Yeah.
want to be the one to
Yeah,
breed.
yeah.
But then like if the fight carries on, then they try to kill each other. I think.
Yeah.
If no one backs down, then one of them dies.
Right.
I mean, I saw one
Straight to jail.
where I was watching like some nature documentary where this like gorilla that's part of this pack was mating with a female, and obviously the silverback literally just like pulled back the bushes and was like stood behind them, and mate and like he kind of winds his head up behind it, like slaps this other gorilla in the back of the head and just knocks him straight out, and then like just drags his unconscious body like just away from the camp.
oh, I thought you
And
meant
just
like,
leaves him in the
Jesus.
wilderness.
I thought you were going to say
Yeah,
he just
you-
like drags his wife off, like.
No, he
But you
just,
see what I mean?
Goddamn.
Like
he just
they, like
picks up like the feet of this other gorilla who is smaller than him, and just walks away with him. And this guy's just like his big old
He's
gorilla arms are just
dragged.
like trailing behind him.
this is what I'm saying. Like
Jesus,
he
the big
didn't
ol'
like
slap.
carry on to like kill it. He was just
Right.
like showing superiority, and then he's like, right, get over there now.
Having a bit of fun.
Know your place, trash.
But I mean,
It was
there
like the Toby Maguire was like, "You're trash."
in a similar documentary, there was this cameraman who was like laying down, and this gorilla came and had like a little sniff around, and he picked up one of the cameramen by the ankle and just walked off
Yeah.
like this guy was nothing.
That-
And this guy could do
Nothing.
nothing. He just put his arms like that and just waited to see if he was going to die or not.
That's very much.
Yeah.
That's like the gorilla was like, "I'm not going to kill you, but I want you to know that I can if
That
I
I
want
could."
to." Like,
But the guy, like, it was like he was like, you know, like a piece of string. Like it was just kind of like,
Yeah, like
falling about the
nothing.
floor.
No weight.
yeah, like the gorilla didn't even like break a sweat.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
I've seen
like, he just kind of chucked him.
I've seen ones where like there's like a couple of cameramen and like a presenter or something like that, and they're in the wild, and they just go and sit with like a bunch of other gorillas, and they're perfectly fine. Like they're not aggressive or anything
Yeah.
like that towards them.
Yeah.
And then other situations where they can get like territorial, and
Mm.
they'll like make themselves look big in front of you, and then like you just got to back away and just like
Yeah.
leave
Yeah.
Right.
because they give
There's-
you a chance to just go.
It's completely down to how the gorilla feels at that exact given moment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's on their record.
it's that classic picture, Jack, where he's like, "Young man, if you're looking for trouble, I'll accommodate you."
And
Boys, I just thought of another one though. Like,
Yeah.
and this one, like, well, so let's say you have nothing, no, just your bare hands against a crocodile. What do you
No.
think? A
See,
crocodile,
Hey,
because
there's a
they're
reason.
significantly less agile than like I mean on land, not on water.
There's a reason they've been unchanged for millions of years.
Jeez,
Okay,
they're such
Okay,
horrible
because
beings.
they're just such perfect killing
The
machines.
thing is, though,
Yeah.
right, is that crocodiles are kind of dumb, right?
Yeah.
You know, like we've seen that video of that crocodile that rips off his mate's arm because something
Yeah.
moved
yeah,
near
yeah,
him,
just
you know, and
yeah.
So I reckon if you could get on top of him and ride him like a bull and hold his mouth shut, because they don't have any muscles to
People do. Yeah,
open their
people
mouth,
do
right?
that.
So you could do that, and then you could just like poke it in its eyes or something and try and scoop out its
Mate,
brain. I don't know. Like,
I wouldn't get near that mouth. Jesus,
Mate,
no way.
I've actually seen a common tactic in like but with locals that like live near crocodiles is they just carry like a stick like that along with them, and what they'll do is they'll just literally when it goes to go for them, they'll just try and shove it in the mouth
oh,
because
like,
it can't close its mouth.
Yeah.
And it'd be like, ugh.
Oh, so like it holds its mouth open,
Yeah, so
like
they'll
a
hold its mouth open.
like a
And
trap.
I thought that was just in cartoons. No, it happens in real life.
Wouldn't you rather hold the mouth closed than hold it open? Because all the power is in closing the mouth. No.
Yeah.
Well, no, 'cause
Actually,
if-
yeah, that
if-
makes
if-
sense. Yeah.
I mean, if you fuck it up, you're fucked.
People wrestle crocs all the time.
Yeah, people do.
Jesus.
But they don't kill them. If you're just
Right.
using your bare hands, how are you going to kill it?
Right, that's a good point.
You
I mean,
may
like,
you may
'cause
actually
I
be able to
reckon-
blind it.
I
but-
reckon, yeah, you could poke it in its eyes or something. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna have a look at a crocodile skull one second.
No, because they've got soft bellies. So like, I mean,
Scientific
obviously,
advances.
if you've like stopped it from being able to bite, and it's like trying to whip you or like it's trying to run away and it's
Right.
on its stomach. If you poke it in the side with a sharp stick, you'll get it. You just have to get the sharp stick first.
I reckon you could kill a crocodile just by like going through the eyeball or something.
Maybe you could strangle it because if they're soft on the underside, maybe you could strangle it.
Maybe.
I don't know, man.
Like
I don't
if you're
know how
kneeling,
I'll be
if you're
strangle a
kneeling on its
crocodile.
back and you're like really hugging it.
Yeah.
But how are you
But-
gonna get through its underside with your bare hands?
Well, I mean, I'm assuming it's gonna be whipping its head around if I'm already on its back.
Yeah, but then how are you? So you're saying about attacking its underside, right? Attack it with what? Like your fist? You're just gonna
Like
punch
choke it out.
No, I'm talking about choking it out.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know if you'd be able to just because
How
to be
big
able
are we?
to
How
do
big
that
are we
to any other
talking here
animal,
as well?
you get like your whole arm,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
underneath
wrapped
its
around it.
windpipe. How are you doing that with a crocodile?
Yeah,
Surely
right.
that's gonna
Like
be
that's
way more
a.
Yeah.
They're a bit of a chungus. Like
Right.
Alligators are probably easier.
Alligators you
Crocodiles
could
are-
do it with.
gator.
Crocodiles, they're wide, aren't they?
Crocodiles
guys
can
rather
be
fight-
massive.
Yeah,
Would
they
you
could be
guys rather
huge.
fight a big, like a regular sized crocodile or a chimp? Not a gorilla, a chimp.
I'd,
Crocodiles.
I'd
I'd
rather
ra-
fight a crocodile.
I'd
I
rather
think.
the crocodile. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys would go for the crocodile, really? Like, because a
Then the
chimp
chimp,
is a
yeah,
Yeah.
completely.
it's
Well,
a very
one-
like it's a smaller animal than us. Like
Right.
proportional wise,
Way
it's
stronger though.
Consider this: if the fight's not going in my favor, I could probably run away from a crocodile.
Can't they
I
run
can't-
like
No,
20 miles an hour? or
You
something?
couldn't run away. You
Yeah,
have
so
to
can humans.
You
either fight or
zigzag.
die.
You zigzag away from
So
a
can
crocodile.
so can humans. Like humans are run
No,
fast.
but you couldn't run away. Like, let's just say you have to either die or kill it. That's the only two options.
Crocodiles can
Like-
run. So the fastest crocodile in here has a top speed of 35 kilometers an hour.
But that's in a
Oh,
straight
Jesus
line and
Christ.
on a very
Yeah.
short distance.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
zigzag, then
Boys,
Yeah, but-
that's,
but-
that's
but-
22 miles an hour.
Literally, all you have to do
Let's
is
go for
run,
the arena rules, boys. Let's go for
Like,
the arena rules. No,
run
no
forward,
running.
around. That you've already outmaneuvered it.
Yeah, but let's go for the
Crocodiles
arena
can't
rules,
turn.
boys. No running, just bare hands. You against the animal. One has to die. That's it.
Do you know
Like
what I'd do?
I'd pick the chimp.
Do you know what I'd do? I'd pick the crocodile and I'd keep him agitated and I would run constantly, like just keep like and use like what evolution gave me, and use that. And I'll outlast him, and then he's all gonna be all tired, and I'll just run up and fucking step on his throat or something.
Nah, the croc's not going to
that's,
keep you
that's actually
facing the
just
front.
reminded me of something. Sorry, it is a little bit of a tangent, but just you saying about running away from it and it gets tired, right?
Got
Did you know
tire
that
out.
that's why when you see spiders and they like run across your wall and they stop,
Yeah.
and they run across your wall, it's because they get out of breath.
Humans
It's because
have like, the
they have
best
to they
endurance.
have to run, then they have to stop and breathe, and then they run off again.
Do you know what? I thought it was because they didn't want to be seen. So it's like they run across the hallway and then they just get fully exposed and they stop and it's like his vision is based on movement. He can't see me. Like
It's just because they like run out of breath.
That's pretty fucking
So-
funny.
I think it's because they can't breathe while they're moving. Something like that.
that would be dire.
I think the
That's just
crocodile
me
is a
during
lot
hay
more
fever season.
dangerous. Like a crocodile would incapacitate you a lot faster than a chimp would. I think. Like,
Nah, you
'cause-
just got to be fucking.
No,
You
because
just got
you
to
see,
dodge it and wear it
like,
out.
if
the
you get
crocodile
caught
gets
by the mouth
you-
of the crocodile, you're done. You're
Oh
done.
yeah, no, absolutely.
the thing
Yeah.
is,
So
the thing is
same
though,
with a chimp.
the thing is with a chimp is that like when a chimp goes nuts, he's going to be constantly on you, whereas with a croc,
Yeah.
he's going to be sitting there hissing and growling like the reptile he is, and then they do like the bite every so often, don't
Reptile he
they?
is.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a chimp is just
You
going to
just
be
don't.
like chimp's
But
going
then
to be
again,
on
the
11
chimp
all
I
the
think
time.
is easier to kill, like in terms of like its physical body. Like the
Nah.
crocodile, you'd have to choke it, or I don't know how do you kill it. But the chimp,
Kick
like,
it in the
it's
head a
much more.
bunch of times. You tire it out and you kick it
Oh
in
wait,
the head.
no, wait. The
Well, you do
crocodile
not
has
kick
a
it in the
much
head,
thicker
mate.
skull,
Well, in
and
the
I
back
would
of the
not.
head.
All right, one at a
you
time.
jump
One at a
on
the
time.
crocodile has
jump
a
on
much
its
thicker
wrist.
skull.
One at a time, guys. One at a time.
Yeah. Like a crocodile has a much thicker skull. Like a chimp. Like if you were to do that on a chimp, it would probably work a lot better.
Yeah,
But
but
how are
the
you
thing
gonna
is,
even
the
get into
chimp
that
is just going to
situation?
move.
Like let's. How big is a chimp? Like in proportion to us?
They're like 5'5" if they stand up on their back legs or something. 5'6".
Yeah, like
I
yeah.
don't
I'd
actually
still
know.
go for the
That's
chimp.
a guess. That's a guess.
I feel like I'd still rather go. Like I feel like their bones would be more likely to break than the crocs.
No, absolutely not.
Have you
absolutely
seen
not.
the skull
do
of
you
a
see that?
croc?
They fall from trees like higher than like most people's houses, and then they just get up and walk away like it's fucking nothing. And that's when they're
I
kids.
mean,
Okay,
I don't know. Like
so we're
I'd give you that the crocodile's body, like sure, like let's say it's more brittle, but the skull, no way. Like
Mate, you just tire it out, jump on its fucking back, give it a kick, and then run away. It'll go for you. You run it, wear it out again. It's all about
you make
endurance.
fighting
Okay,
crocs so
okay.
easy.
all right, gents. We're starting to
Right.
reach a good average of what we think we can and can't fight. Right. So
It's not chimps.
listen, mate. You shut your mouth.
Would absolutely.
I thought it
would
was quite funny
absolutely.
because T Lifter says he would go for the chimp as well, but I mean it's kind of unfair because T Lifter's got the gains, doesn't he? So
I mean, it's in the
It's
name.
it's
It's
kind
in
of a
the
one-way
name.
fight. Yeah. Okay.
That, like,
So something between a croc and a chimp.
that's
Would be
I'd say that's a
terrifying.
fair estimate. Yeah.
I feel like that's such a because one of them's like a dinosaur basically,
Yeah.
and the other one's like a semi-modern mammal, right?
Here's the
Yeah.
thing though. I'll this is my argument. Like I'd be much more scared to get close to a crocodile because they're immediately more dangerous. Like
Mate,
I'd be skeptical to.
if you
I don't think
smile,
so.
I think that's
If you
your monkey
smile
brain
around a chimp,
talking.
it's gonna punch you. It's gonna knock your lights out.
If you
Yeah, I mean,
accidentally look
like-
a chimp in the eyes, it'll kill you.
Yeah. If you smile, it thinks
Yeah,
you're
no,
challenging it.
because they're both gonna be gunning for you. So thinking about it this way, like if he grabs hold of my arm, the crocodile's gonna stay with it. If the chimp like manages to grab me or something, I have a better chance of getting free or knocking
You do
him
not.
down or something. For sure.
I
Sure.
don't think so.
Mate, they are stronger than like most like full-time weightlifters. You know, their
Yeah.
grips are designed for fucking going through trees and stuff.
Have you
They're so
seen the
strong.
video
Sure.
of the crocodile on the golf course in Florida, and the geezer just goes over there and taps it on the tail, and it goes off into the
Yeah.
water?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like I'm thinking in a specific case where they would both be going after you. No, they wouldn't be running. They'd be like trying to kill you.
Well, I
Like-
mean, if both are they on the same team? Because if not, I'm going to try and get the crocodile to eat the monkey.
No,
this is a one-on-one fight.
Separately. Yeah, separately.
No, but that's what I'm
It sounds
saying
like a
though,
bad
because
day.
like if in that same situation on that golf course, that was a wild chimpanzee instead of a crocodile, that man
It'd
would
kill
have
you.
died.
It would have
Yeah,
took it as a
yeah.
challenge, and it would have ripped your fucking face off.
But that's like you know
Yes.
in India where they've got those packs of wild monkeys that tourists feed and stuff like that.
They're
Apparently,
violent as well.
yeah. Well, apparently because of coronavirus and stuff like that, obviously tourists haven't been going there. So these monkeys have literally been starving to death, and there's been like this gang war going on between the different tribes of monkeys over food resources and stuff like that. Like it's crazy
Like
stuff.
Age of Empires for monkeys.
Yeah, exactly. Right, they're going to evolve. It's going to be like Planet of the Apes over there.
Some monkeys are pretty docile.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I
Not
think
the
some
ones
of
we're
the
talking about, though.
Baboons, absolutely not.
no would not touch that with
No.
barge pole.
Orangutans,
Orangutans are pretty actually chill.
yeah.
but like you're not supposed to go near them because I think they can carry a disease that's transmittable
It's
to
kind of
people.
that's kind of like a two-way street because like they've got diseases that kill us and we've got diseases that kill them.
Yeah, but
So
as
it's
far
like
as I know, you're not really supposed to
keep your
hang around
distance.
orangutans because they can. They may have a tendency to fuck you up sometimes.
Yeah. Again, they can't swim. Like if you put them in like a pool of water, they'll just drown immediately.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to mess one, mate. I saw Jungle Book. Christopher Walken in that. That was something.
What else do we have then?
So, something that I was wondering whether it'd be worth talking about would be that. Sorry, I'm just trying to find it.
Did we
Oh.
finalize?
Isn't this the lineup for today?
Not all of it. This is some of it.
Oh,
So
okay.
the other topic I thought was in the Gulf of Mexico. You know that natural gas fire that looked like.
Oh, right.
I don't know. The freaking.
I don't know anything about it, to be
Gates
fair.
to
I just
Mordor.
vaguely.
You've seen the photos of it, haven't you? Like.
I have.
So apparently they've put that out now, but there's been another fire. I think
There's been 2 ocean fires.
it was in Iran. There was Iranian sea fire. It was somewhere over that part of the world. And there was a video released where the flame comes up out of the ground and it basically turns night to day. Like if you were to take a photo of it at the right moment, it would look like the sunrise.
Awful.
I haven't heard much about. I mean, I just haven't looked into much about the ocean fire or anything.
Yeah, I'll have to.
I was
neither
like,
have I.
oh, it looks kind of cool,
Is it
and then like I saw a picture where it was like the oil rig, and we all know
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
massive.
yeah.
And then it would look like a little tiny speck on my screen compared to the actual fire. I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah, because all the photos I saw was just of the eye.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Right.
that's kind of bad.
That's cool.
You know? And then just off screen a little bit, you've got the oil platform, and everyone has an idea of how big oil platforms are, right?
Yeah.
The thing, like, you could put the oil rig inside the fiery pit of hell thing, and there would still be room for it. It's that big.
Was it? So it's like an undersea oil line that had ruptured.
Yeah, I think it was like a natural gas line or something. And they were obviously drilling
Was
for it, and then it ruptured.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
and
was it natural or was it like an actual oil line?
I don't think it was oil, because if it was oil, it would you would have all the slick, wouldn't you? Because what was happening is because the boats are sitting far back from it, aren't they? Is because if the ships were to go into it, they would sink because it reduces the buoyancy of the boats, because they're boats sitting in air essentially, and obviously boats are heavier than air, so they would go into the water and sink. I'm just trying to get a photo up just for the stream. But yeah, I think they've managed to put that out now.
I fucking hope so.
Yeah, right.
It was massive.
It was a variable unit.
Yeah.
So it's all here. Yeah, that was the other thing I wanted to talk about. I mean, we're close to time anyway, boys. We're just coming up on 1 hour 30. Is there any other topics you guys were thinking of you wanted to talk about, or?
I think if anything, we can just save it for episode 2, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Let's say
mean, we are interesting people with a lot to say.
Yeah, we got a lot of things to talk about, of course.
And you got to always keep them wanting more.
And none of it is worthwhile.
Exactly.
I mean, they do call it call us WebShite for a reason, don't they? I suppose we named ourselves that, but so.
Yeah, we did.
They as in us.
I mean, what one topic we could do is how hard it was to come up with a fucking podcast name.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, it took us half an hour. When we actually sat down and spoke about it,
it took me I had a whole long list, and I'd Google the list, and I'd be like, no, it's taken.
I was tired after thinking about it, so yeah.
I was really happy when I come up with WebShite though.
Let's. Sorry,
many names.
Bear with me 30 seconds. Come I'm just trying to. My freaking thing's just gone at the last minute, so I'm just trying to bring it back.
I mean, your face is still technically there, so
That is very true, mate. That was very observant. I'm just gonna say that works. That'll do. Oh, that is nightmare fuel. So, did we end up settling on what animals we could win? Slash.
we're not going to talk each other over to the crocodile or chimp.
Yeah, chimp
thing.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's that.
What about like an octopus? Like, do you reckon you could fight an octopus?
I
Well,
bite it off. Yeah.
You see, the thing is like, because there's only two environments you're going to fight it in, right? Either in the water or on land. And if
yeah,
you're on
it would
land,
be a very unfair.
that
Yeah.
octopus is shagged, right? And in the water,
Yeah.
it's not even a
Vice
competition.
versa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I guess if that's everything from us, I may end that there.
Mm,
It's good talk.
yeah.
I was pleased with that, boys.
Yeah.
So
Thoroughly.
Much hashtag content.
never say that again. So
Ending on a good note.
yeah. So ladies, gentlemen, those in between, thank you for coming to the pilot episode, if indeed you are still here. Let us know what you think. There's like a suggestion thing, type it in the chat, message me, I don't know, put it on a billboard where I might see it out my window or something, you know.
Just stomp on the octopus.
Yeah. So when do we reckon we'll be back to do this again, boys? When are we saying, like a month or a week?
I reckon like on a bi-weekly basis would be pretty good.
Yeah. Would
Yeah,
you be
sounds
interested in
good.
that?
2 episodes.
That
a
sounds
month.
good.
Yeah.
Gives us time to think about
We're not
what to say.
oversaturating people with us, so they're not getting
The
sick of
market.
us faster.
Yeah. That's fair.
I'm way past that point.
Well, I mean, you've known me for like a decade.
Too long.
You're sick of me.
Too long.
Now you have to push me onto audience.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's pretty much it. We've talked about when we're next going to do it. So bi-weekly. So 2 weeks from now, do we say?
Yeah.
Oh, I won't. We'll talk about that later, actually, because I don't think we'll be able to do that. But
We'll do it without you. Be fine. Just give me the
thanks.
pass.
We'll do it again.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
just keep your little picture in the top corner, and then we'll just talk.
I'll
about
just
it.
be
Here,
like-
spirit.
Like
Yeah.
stuck there like that. Yeah, thank you for staying, King Dai. I'm thinking of
Yeah.
putting in some extra little bits, so with channel points. So you know, if you redeem enough channel points, you can ask us a question or something like that. I think that would be kind of cool. But
Magidor 121 has just said, "I'm already sick of Tom," and hey, like that's it. That's how you know you've made it.
I mean,
critics.
you think that's bad, mate? He's got to live with him. So that's everything from me. If you guys don't have anything else to say, I'm gonna end it there.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks very much.
Yep. Thank
Yeah.
you for coming, guys, and we'll see you all next time.
Peace.